Hey everyone, good evening from Europe. As always, it's late for me and afternoon for my NA friends. HEDQ just started, but that doesn't stop ZSR from doing their own streams, and we continue with the Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup. Round 3 Game 2 today between Nayleen9 and Frostbite. And Frostbite is already 1-0 up, so if he wins today, he will make it to the quarterfinals. We'll see who will actually take this today, as we have a standard hard mode game. And my co-commentator for today will be Sir Linkalot777. So yeah, hey, what up? Welcome.
Not much. I'm happy to be here and be commentating. I've been sick for like the last month and haven't been able to commentate, so I'm glad to be able to jump back in and get commentating again.
Yay! Great to hear, actually. Alright, so yeah, the game is about to start in like 1 minute. We had a small delay due to Frostbite having a few issues with his stream, but that's all gone now, so yeah, we're ready to go pretty much. Also, there's a slide. There we go. But yeah, again, as you see, Frostbite won game 1, so he has a chance to make it to quarterfinals now, and Nayleen needs to fight back. So what do you think? Who's the favorite here?
I don't know. Between the tournament, I believe these two are actually very evenly matched. I think it's going to be a good race. It's going to be a lot of execution because it's on all dungeon seeds. So the chance of missing something in a pendant dungeon, you're gonna kind of incentivize going in there anyways because you need to clear those at this point. Not just I'm gonna skip this because I don't need to go in here. And then there's a major item.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so also with hard mode, most of you probably know by now, but it's just a little drop rate and security changed version where you only have a maximum of 14 hearts instead of 20. Blue mail is the maximum, tempered sword is the maximum, fire shield is the maximum. You can't get half magic, there's less bottles, no, not less bottles, there's the same amount of bottles. You can't use silver arrows on anything but Ganon. Magic potions refill only half the magic bar, hearts refill only 7 instead of full. Yeah, double magic consumption on the cape, no burn up, those kind of stuff. And we are off from the looks of it. Apparently we stole Uncle's treasure, which is 50. He wasn't a rich boy.
I mean, it's a good thing you didn't have another 4,950 rupees because, like you said at the beginning, it's 5,000 rupee for your head.
Yeah, well. So let's see. We have standard mode this game, which we didn't see that often in the brackets, which means there is an assured weapon on the Uncle, which is the Cane of Burner. Yeah, well. That's absolutely not not as great in hard mode.
Nope, still gotta be careful when using that since you can get hit, just can't run into any of the enemies.
Yep, that's funny though. That's like the trolliest start item for hard mode. But yeah, it does also mean that you're forced to do the escape sequence first, pretty much, because everything else is not open. Which is the main difference between standard and open. So we'll see both runners go towards the basement, save Zelda, and bring her to the sanctuary before the actual routing challenge starts.
Yep, and one of the main things you're gonna see is kind of how both of them are using those pots to destroy the enemies. And that's mainly for trying to get some bombs to get into the escape, or the back of the escape for those 3 chests.
Tyler, only Cape uses double magic in hard mode. Burner has the same magic consumption.
You just lose the invisibility.
But yeah, you really need to be careful about their magic management here, because you obviously need to grab that key in the back of his cave, and you also want, if possible, to farm for a few bombs in the red room, in the sewers, so... Alright, so far so nothing. We found the sewers key at least, so that's something. One of the sewers keys, that is.
And so the best thing the runners could probably look for in these next two chests are either the 3-pack of bombs or just the Uncle Bombs at that point. Then they don't have to worry about killing anything. They already have the bombs to get into the back.
And also, again, as Certain Cloud said, we are actually using pods here because you want to save as much magic as possible. More treasure though, so more money for Kakariko.
Yeah, and you will see rupees coming out of the chests more often than not compared to a normal seed, because all the replaced items are replaced with 5 rupees. So a lot of those heart pieces, things like that, turn into 5 rupees.
Yeah. So now we saved Zelda, and now we'll go into the sewers. And a small difference in standard mode as against the other modes is that you can actually go through the sewers with light as if you had the lamp. That's a small adjustment, but that's only a thing on your first trip, if I remember correctly.
No, it is a permanent one.
Yeah?
Because
Okay.
if you forget, because I have seen it to where the gloves are in the back and they don't get bombs, and their only way is to actually walk back through the sewers, and they do not have a lamp at that point.
Ah, okay. So yeah, that's just a small adjustment to make standard mode a little more accessible if you don't have the lamp. Here we go. So yeah. Link is lighting the way. And this room right here is actually perfect to farm bombs with the burner, just because there's so many enemy drops close nearby, but no luck here for Nayleen. And no luck for Frostbite either.
Unfortunately, we get the map. I think Frostbite actually skipped that room.
Yeah,
because he's gonna go right here for the Wrath, which is a little bit quicker.
And no
Just
luck either.
big 20s.
At least he has plenty of money now. So yeah, looks like both runners will have to skip the back room in Escape. Yep. I mean, there's a little more magic left, so they might want to try. Oh no! Even more big 20s, although for Nayleen, that was obvious. Yeah, but nothing in the item pool apparently.
No bombs. And this is kind of one of those things. If you're a runner, if you're new to the race, you cannot see where your opponent is in this race. So immediately when you miss those chests in a standard mode, you're wondering, did my opponent get one bomb and do they have something there? And immediately when you see some gloves, you're probably going to go back there and check just to see if something major was there. And if you see something, then you might be in a little bit of a panic.
Yep. Ooh, also we have 2 normal crystals on Eastern and Hera, and a red crystal in Desert Palace. And yeah, Dragon Strike drop rates are actually the same in hard mode. Both normal and hard mode have 50% as a drop rate. I was surprised by that myself, but I just checked it, just to make sure. The drop rate is cut in half again at Expert. Alright. Lost Wood check. What do we have here?
I've got a tree pull check on Nayleen's side with just some rupees. We got a moon pearl and a piece of heart.
Well, that's what we were likely to take with a good chunk of happiness, I want to say. Also a quick reload on my end, because the stream's lagging a little for me. So, yep. Plenty of money in the start, but no bombs, so now both runners probably will hope to find bombs in Blind's HUD. Because that's the last convenient place where you can find them.
Yeah, without wasting too much time. Because if you wanted to, you could drop it in the well as well. But then if you don't find bombs there either, you have to drop back into the well and go back into Blind's hideout just for 2 items.
I'm a little surprised Nayleen is actually... Yeah, I mean, she's just going through the bottom, but... Oh, he's just going through the bottom, but... Scary.
I think just doesn't want to take that risk of a time loss.
Yep, both
You know,
are going
with
for
being
it.
this... Yep, just being this equal in, you know, execution, routing, everything like that, you don't really want to take a risk that you can lose any time, because that could just be that small difference that in the end is what makes the race.
I mean, then again, also, they had enough rupees to buy bombs and still have enough for the bottle window, so it's definitely the safer choice to go for here. Just taking Kakariko from the bottom up, and then go South Shore afterwards. So yeah, it's a fair play. Sometimes I just try taking Blind's HUD first, because it's just 3 items, and then if I don't find anything. But obviously, if you don't find bombs in there, you have to go back. So that's a fair play. Nothing in Kakariko so far, though. There's more bombs.
There's some bombs behind where you already needed bombs.
Ooh, and the first weapon, the proper weapon of the game, we find the hammer.
Yeah, not even 10 minutes in, we're only gloves away from Dark World access at this point.
Yep. Also, the hammer is a really strong weapon to use early. Of course, its range is kind of low, but it's a really strong weapon that does tempered sword damage, so you like to take it. There was actually double bombs in Blind HUD.
All the bombs in Blind's HUD and blue mail.
Yep. And that's all they're going to get. There's nothing more but blue mail. No red mail here. And a bottle of green goo. So yeah, I mean, it does sound bad to say it, but my sometimes really weird way of routing would have actually paid off in this seed, because you would have gotten a bottle for the sick kid and 6 bombs. And it's not it's no biggie at all. It's basically no time lost whatsoever. Sick kid, what you got? Okay.
Sick kid wanted to pay for our bombs.
Yeah. We just took all his medicine money from him.
Well, maybe we gave him the green potion for him to get better.
Oh yeah, right. But we still ooh, and that's a sword in the library. That's big, especially in hard mode, where you will need this sword to get tempered. But yeah, maybe we just promised to give him the green goo and then just didn't give it to him because we still have it. You know?
Maybe we gave him half of it, and that's the reason why we're gonna only get half of it, or half a magic bar when we drink it ourselves.
Also, red meringue on racing game, and since we're in hard mode and it's not even stunning, it's even more useless than it's anyways. So, kind of surprised Frostbite picked that up.
Maybe just thinking for ease of access for some switches and stuff like that, potentially. But Frostbite's like, nope.
Good decision. Who'd want the boomerang? Especially if it's the lag meringue. Alright, dam time. Only cash so far, and we'll see what's on the water. Maybe it's some soggy boots that could be used to grab the sword.
They might want to dry them out first before putting them on, but I doubt they will.
Oh, well, that's convenient, I guess.
So once we find boots, we can get up to Master Sword at the very least.
Yep. And that's a really clean sword. Somebody probably threw it in there to get rid of all the blood on it.
I mean, hopefully, depending on how long it's been down there, it's not been rusted, though.
I mean, it sure does damage as if it was rusty, so yeah. Alright, mini moldoms. One bomb. Taking a little longer than Nayleen wanted, probably, but it's still fine. Alright. That's our Dark World access with the Power Glove. More rupees, more rupees. Little love, and more rupees. Well then.
Alright,
Yeah.
so this is kind of our first difference in routes between the two of them.
Yeah, Frostbite is going for the back of his cape, checking the 3 chests in there. Nayleen is going for the ice cave. And well, now with Dark World access, there's lots of stuff we can check now, so... Not going for that full magic meter there. Ah, I was about to say.
Turn around.
Only a big 20 in the ice cave, so there was a bust. And also nothing in the back of his cape, but I'm pretty sure that Nayleen will be right there as well.
Yep, it's gonna go check that as well. The back of his cape just kind of rubbing salt in the wounds. I had bombs all along.
But yeah, now we have quite a few routing options. Frostbite instantly goes for the Dark World, and it seems like the logical play, but there's definitely more you can do. You could even think about sequence breaking up this mountain, although that's not really that useful right now without Mare or the hookshot. So we get a Hype Cave check.
Well, we got a shovel from Hype Cave, so the jury's still out on that one.
Yep. Could be a 0 out of 10, could be more. I vote 0 out of 10. Alright, so we have blue pendant on Turtle Rock, red pendant on Skull Woods, then green pendant in Thieves Town, and if I saw that correctly, the second red crystal on Pod. Let me quickly confirm that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. Ooh, Ice Rod on Stumpy.
Yes. We were correct, by the way. Ice Rod on Stumpy, nice. Given that Turtle Rock is a pendant, though... Oh, yeah, I mean, it's all dungeons, so whatever. But yeah, 5-6 on Pod, green pendant. Thieves Town, red and blue on TR and Skullwoods. Shoutouts to our tracker for today, which is Tale, just tracking the medallions and prizes.
Big Game just having 3 bombs, and Nayleen is actually going to be checking the pyramid. And Frostbite's going to go check that shovel.
Yeah, he wants to check out the hype from Hype Cave, and we have the lamp on the pyramid, and that actually puts parts of Death Mountain in logic, so it's interesting as well, although it's right now only the Uncle and Spectacle Rock, so not that much.
Just 50 rupees from the shovel, so yeah, Hype Cave is going to be that big 0 out of 10, I think, this seed.
Yeah, that goes into -1 out of 10 territory. Ooh, and Nayleen is going for that early pod play. Well, that's a gamble, if I ever saw one.
It is, but finding the lamp in the pyramid, if this isn't bowl locked, that puts pretty much all of it that Nayleen is checking into logic.
Yeah, that's true. But it's still like a big gamble, because there's all of... Wait, is there? Yeah, there's all of Village of Outcast in logic right now. There's Thieves Town in logic. That's a big one.
Yeah, I mean, technically Sahasrara and Eastern Palace are still in logic as well. But I could see Frostbite going into Thieves Town at this point, at least getting that green pendant, then going and checking out Eastern Palace.
And we're bull-logged.
Yeah, we are. But Nayleen does have the green potions, so might go for a potion glitch.
So yeah, for all of you that do not know what Nayleen is up to now, fairly recently, I want to say like a year ago maybe, or not even, the potion glitch was found. We just got the hint that a unique item is an Ice Palace, but yeah, potion glitch was found, which is what Nayleen is doing in a second. And now, with the potion glitch, the camera is messed up and she can actually move the enemies off screen, and the game will think they are gone and open the door, thus pretty much opening all of Palace of Twilight. Meanwhile, Frostbite made the trip into Skull Woods, which is a pendant, but in all dungeons, I mean, it doesn't really matter. So, he wants to find an item in there. Small key here.
So far, nothing. We found 2 small keys and the big key.
Yep.
And a map. So at the very least, looks like he's going to do the bomb jump to check the big chest, but at the very least, we're leaving at least 1 item behind.
Yes, because we obviously cannot access Mossula right now without the fire rod, so... And Nayleen actually going for the big key chest here. Seeing what's in there. It's another small key, alright, so key for key.
Yep, and big chest in Skull Woods, it was just the compass, so both items for Skull Woods are in the extreme back where we need the fire rod.
Yep. Nayleen also just found the compass, so needs to go deeper inside. Frostbite will probably now just go into the Village of Outcast and make all the checks there, including Thieves Town, which is full clearable. Although, I mean, we have the Cane of Burners, so blind is not that bad.
Well, I mean, that doesn't give us those invincibility frames, though, so
Oh yeah,
even with the Cane of Burner, you're going to have to dodge.
true. And Frostbite finds the cape in the sea house. Keep in mind that cape and hard mode actually requires double magic, so it's a really it's expensive item. Ooh. And Nayleen getting wrecked there.
Get our first shield there in the brewery.
This time it worked. But this was kind of brutal. Alright. Chess game. Only trash.
It almost feels like we're going to have to find something in Thieves Town, or that green pennant's going to be something, because we are running out of areas that have been unlocked with the Dark World access at this point.
Yep, that's true. There's not much. There's like the 1 or 2 items on Death Mountain. There's some Zora and Logic. There's parts of Eastern.
Yep. Well, yeah, everything about Armos Knights would be in Eastern. We haven't checked Sahasrara's closet, but Green Pennant's also there, so we can see what he's holding for that as well.
Yep.
I think that's about it. Our Aegina's Cave, that would be the only other thing I think we have.
True.
But most of those have been available from the beginning of the game. Well, we've got Quake in pod.
Yeah, that doesn't tell us anything. Let's see what the hammer chest has here. It's not the hammer. It's okay. Only a bee in a bottle.
VTorp, you're supposed to be a GDQ. Stop messing with our seats.
Yeah, Nayleen deciding to death swap out by using bombs.
Probably is thinking about catfish.
Yeah, possible. I mean, there's not that much else in this region right now. Nayleen did check the pyramid. Did check Hype Cave, I believe. So yeah.
Yep. Hype Cave into Pyramid was Nayleen's route. We get that nice hint about Mimic Cave. That is completely worthless.
Yay! I keep saying it, but hints have been such a nice addition to Link to the Past randomizer. I really enjoy it.
I was wondering, like, what Nayleen went down to where the teleporter typically is if you're in the light world.
Yeah, kind of confused. Probably forgot that they are in the Dark World already. But that was actually a huge time sink if you think about it. It cost like a minute and a half.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of is they thought maybe they were inverted.
Oh yeah, that actually could be it, because we had a lot of inverted in the bracket so far. But yeah, Nayleen is now going for the Village of Outcast and probably the Skullwoods check as well.
Well, if you're going for Nayleen, you actually kind of want to hope that Nayleen skips Skullwoods, because we know that is just a huge time sink right now. And if you wait for the fire rod and do it from the back, you're going to get both your items. You'll be able to skip the front entirely. Frostbite going to have to be a little careful down to 1 heart.
Oh yeah, especially on blind. Like, that's pretty much confirmed to be dying.
Yep, hit by anything's dead. I mean, there are going to be 2 hearts that Frostbite will be able to pick up here on the way to blind, and then if he didn't pick up the one outside of blind's room, that'll put him at 4. But it has to get to him still. There's the first one.
And gets hit again. And you can see he is hoping for some hard drops, but not really getting any. So...
Just the 20 rupees.
checking the big chest now. As he can. With the hammer.
So Nayleen did skip Skull Woods, immediately went to Village of Outcasts, and there is the mirror.
That mirror is so convenient though, because now Frostbite can actually go into the eastern area, use the portal, check Sahasrara's closet and the green pendant, mirror back, go in front of eastern, and then use the mirror later to check eastern. So that's actually big.
It is, and it's going to be big for Nayleen as well, because if Frostbite doesn't want to do logic breaks, might avoid Death Mountain, whereas Nayleen has that lamp. And that's going to put all of the Light World Death Mountain into logic.
Oh, that's true. Also, so far, good fight on blind. Has a little trouble in the final phase, but just uses the cape that he found and gets the kill on blind. And it's only the map because we found all items already. It's still the green pendant, so yeah. Perfectly
Might be
fine.
worth another good item.
Yep. So yeah, that mirror actually really gives the seed an interesting dynamic, because if Frostbite doesn't find the lamp, which was in Ice... No, where was it?
I was on Pyramid, so that's
Oh yeah.
why something he might not get that for a while, because if he does go through the eastern way, you know, go right into pod, you usually don't leave the pod area to go check. You just kind of save and quit if you don't have what you go and you go to the next area. You don't check that, so it might be a while for him to get the lamp.
Yep. Bumper Cave is worthless, only 50 rupees, so that doesn't matter. And where is Frostbite going?
Might be checking Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, looks like it, and that's a good decision, just because there's like no item check in the entire game that is as awkward to route in as Graveyard Ledge. So this really works out in his favor right now. If there's something on it, especially, because that's a location that many runners often put aside for a while. So.
And we're gonna find out.
Nope.
Just a big 20.
And where's Frostbite going now? He's leaving the portal there. Oh, is he? This looks to me like he's going Death Mountain.
Yep, he's gonna sequence break up Death Mountain.
Yeah, and that's a good play by him in this case, because obviously he doesn't know that he has access to the lantern right now. So this kinda destroys Nayleen's advantage. Right now, at least.
Yeah, it does, but if it would be something where, if Harris fire locked, because he's not going to have a fire source unless the old man or Spectacle Rock is holding that fire rock, he might not be able to get in the basement, or if there's an item down there, even.
Old man has 10 arrows. Alright, blind fight for Nayleen, and first phase is easy. So as long as you don't get hit, the blind fight is completely scripted, and you can really just do the same thing every time, but it's still not that easy, so you need to be careful. And Nayleen had a little trouble in the final phase, but made it easily.
Yeah, and another interesting thing we could see as well, with the mirror and Nayleen's routing, Nayleen didn't check the Grove or Digging Game, which we know the Grove itself is going to have the Ice Rod, but because Nayleen hasn't checked the shovel, might go south and check K45 as well with that mirror. And if there's something major there, it's kind of a orphan location for Frostbite right now.
Yep. Also, Frostbite just attempted one of the hardest bomb boosts in the entire game, which is the one in Spectacle Rock, and he sadly failed it, so he has to go the long way around. That's actually a big time loss, because it's like a minute you lose if you miss it. But it's really precise, so yeah, not that uncommon to miss. Nayleen finding their very own Fisher-Price shield.
Did you see what was on Spectacle Rock?
No, I didn't.
Boing boing, it's a hook shot.
Ooh. Well, that's really convenient. But yeah, okay, so far this doesn't really open up anything, I want to say, except for Hookshot Cave. So...
Well, Hookshot Cave we would still need mitts for.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Well, Hera itself is not fire locked, and unfortunately, Nayleen is going to be making the dip into Skull Wood.
Nothing in Spiral Cave as well.
It's actually kind of a convenient place to get that hint.
Also, give me a second, because we just had a massive spam attack on the Ocarina of Time randomizer server.
Oh no.
With like 10 bots coming in at the same time. Spreading a really bad message, so I have to get rid of it quickly.
Alright, well, we'll keep going here while you take care of that, but so far we haven't found anything major in here. I think we're actually still looking, if I'm not mistaken, for both items. And at this point, if that's the case, one of them are actually going to be in the basement. Oh, never mind, we found 5 rupees.
Holy crap, that's a massive attack. That's like 30 bots at the same time. Yeah, sorry, this will take a minute.
Oh, that's fine.
But that's some racist message. I cannot.
Yeah, that's not something we want on any of our servers or the randomizer servers. That's not the way these randomizer communities work. But Trolldorm goes down for Frostbite, drops the small key, so there is an item locked in the basement that he will not be able to check. Nayleen also going to be checking the Graveyard Ledge after leaving Skull Woods. Floating Island has our Uncle Bombs. First 2 checks of Paradox Cave, we got the Flippers. So who wants to go to Swamp Palace?
Please no.
Oh, we've got everything to clear it. see, Paradox Cave, 5 chests. We've got 100 rupees, piece of heart. We have the Book of Mudora, 5 rupees, and 5 more rupees. So major things to note on Death Mountain. Then we've got the Hookshot, Book of Mudora, and Flippers. And that's where it looks like Frostbite is heading to immediately. It's going to be going right to Swamp Palace.
I will be right there in a minute.
All right. Looks like it's gonna check K45 first, though. Nayleen sees the hook shot, and what does K45 have for us? Just 50 rupees.
Also, yeah, don't worry about that message in the chat. That's bullshit. Just related to me restarting the bot. But yeah, sorry, I'm back now. That was certainly something I had to take care of, because if you're interested, we just got a spam attack on the big ALttPR server with 25 bots spamming, I'm going to say the N-word in the general channel, so... I had to take care of it.
Yep, that is not cool.
Yeah, if you're a little... Yeah, no, I'm not saying it. That's fine. Don't give it attention. But yeah, we're fixed now, so what did I miss? I'm sorry.
Major things, Hera, there is an item that is fire locked in Hera, which we'll probably see on Nayleen's side after Nayleen gets the small key from. Other than that, we know that it was the Book of Mudora and the Flippers were inside Paradox Cave, which gives us full access to Swamp Palace, which Frostbite is going into. Other than that, we know K45 was 50 rupees, so nothing important there. Those are kind of the major ones.
Alright. So yeah, we're back in business now. Fucking troll. But yeah, early... I hate having to go into Swamp early. But yeah, I guess the seed is screaming it, so...
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much gave you the keys to Death Mountain, then those was like, here, you want to go to Swamp Palace? It's like, I guess.
Not
Okay,
really, but if you want me to. Some caches in Ganon's Tower. What an amazing hint. Thank you. Bomb check action from Nayleen here.
Gets the bomb jump.
Good job. Just saying, Nayleen, you had the hook shot. But it's all good.
I mean, maybe Nayleen's just thinking it's, you know, it's GDQ week. I'm just gonna flex the skills.
Oh, you mean? Yeah, I mean, it could be. But yeah, so far nothing, I guess. In Hera, nor in Swamp.
Yeah, the one item that we know was here was 5 rupees that Frostbite was able to pick up. So Trollbomber is gonna drop this small key, and we'll see if Nayleen heads in for the second item. If it's anything major, that is, especially like if it would be something like the fire rod, that would be probably the worst thing for Frostbite.
Alright, let's see what's in there.
Well, you know, after a minute or two and a coffee break. And Frostbite did decide to do a left side skip. I'm pretty sure at this point, regardless of what he finds, there's going to be items on the left side right now. Well, we got a Master Sword.
Yay! So that's something. And since we know where the final sword is, this will already make the rest of the seed on the sword side a lot easier, because it's in library, so as soon as we find the boots, we have plenty of attack damage. Alright, what's in the basement? We have...
Ooh.
That's actually big, because it's also full Ice Pulse access.
Yeah, once we find mitts, that's right.
Oh yeah, still need the mitts, you're right. I keep forgetting about the mitts.
Which, I mean, regardless, because, you know, if Fire Rod is behind Ice Palace, or even if Bombos is needed to get into either Misery Mire or Turtle Rock, you kind of have to imagine that you're not going to see Frostbite go in there for a while at this point.
Nice Ice Rod. Argus there. Really
Frozen
clean.
squid, anybody?
Seems delicious. But yeah, this Bombos medallion could be big, because it will definitely be quite a while until Frostbite goes back. The luckiest thing for him would be if Total Rock was Bombos. Or if Bombos was not required at all, but then he'd still need the Fire Rod for Ice, so...
Yeah, that would be the best situation for him, is that Bombos just isn't required in any way whatsoever. But if it is, depending on where it is, it might take some more. Like, if that's, you know, Ice Palace access, like if we find mitts, because Eastern still hasn't been checked, surprisingly. We're 45 minutes into the seed with the green pendant even, and nobody has yet to go to the Eastern Palace area. Because, yeah, kind of right now the seed pointed them towards Swamp Palace, but the only major thing we found in Swamp Palace was that second sword.
It's not a lot. I mean, it's obviously still fine and helps a lot, but yeah. Given the amount of items here. Alright, Cave 45 check. What do we have?
Should be 50 rupees.
Well.
Yes, that is true. Ravis did point out the Master Sword does give us access to read the tablets, or to actually get the item off the tablets.
Right, so Digging Game was nothing of value, I want to say, so...
Yeah, Digging Game, if I'm not mistaken, was 3 bombs. And actually, I did forget about that hint. Dragon Strike brought it up in chat. We did get the hint. Oh, mitts. Okay.
Well, there is your Ice Palace access, besides other things, so...
Yeah, and like I was about to actually say that, we did get a hint earlier that there is a unique item somewhere in Ice Palace. We don't know what it is. It could be something completely worthless. But at the same time, it could be something completely major that Frostbite can't check.
Yep. So if Nayleen is now going into Ice, into the swamp, which seems likely being here already. So all of a sudden, that's opening up a lot. Lake Hylia Island only being a bloopy. Frostbite has to go back again. He didn't check all the Flippers checks in Lightwood yet, right?
No, nobody has checked any of Flipper's locations as of right now. So I have a feeling we're going to be seeing those. He might be going to check Ice Cave or Ice Rod Cave because he skipped that earlier.
Yeah, Ice Rod Cave and potentially the Hint Stone you can check here in the Darkhold if he wants
That
to.
seems what he's doing. And Nayleen is in fact heading into Swamp Palace.
Yep. And Frostbite is going for that hint tile that you see really rarely, because it's just so far out of the way, but... A unique item requires the hammer. Okay. So that does mean, what could it be?
Let's see, that could be within or inside Ice Palace.
Could be the item in Ice Palace, yeah.
I mean, it could even technically be something inside Ganon's tower, though.
Yeah. That doesn't really tell us much, so...
Yeah, and Dragon Strike, I highly doubt Nayleen's going to skip left side, because even if he does a left side skip initially, there are 2 items back there. So,
yeah.
Very unlikely that you're going to leave Swamp Palace when you're missing so many items and there's 2 items left.
Yeah, it's just way too early to skip the entire left side, I want to say. Because, of course... I mean, right now, Nayleen, not having the Titansmith, doesn't even have access to Ice Palace yet, so... There's really not that much left. Especially if you already checked most of Pod. So yeah, I believe there's no way they are skipping the left side.
We'll find out what Nayleen is going to do. In the meantime, Frostbite looks like is going to be checking some Flippers locations. We're going to get the Hobo check.
Huh. Hobo was a treasure hunter and probably found 5 rupees deep in the lake. And he's going Pyramid, and he'll find the lamp, bringing the entire Death Mountain area back into logic, so good for him.
Yep, and Nayleen is not skipping left side. Nayleen is actually going to go left side first, which is going to actually pay off.
Yep. Alright, and going Catfish as well, so get that checked too. And it's also a really convenient moment now with the mirror to check Zora and the Zora Ledge and the Waterfall Ferry, so 4 items on the table. 5 actually,
yep.
Yeah.
Yep, 5 very quick checks.
Nayleen soon to get their very own Titansmiths. And I can't remember, did Nayleen actually go and check Catfish? No, they didn't. So
no, Nayleen skipped.
Yep. We thought about them going there, but then they got lost with like the entire inverted thing and thinking that they could use the warp tile. But yeah, nothing here. Let's go for the 4 light world tracks that we have open. Especially with Zora, that has been available for quite a while. Nothing in the waterfall of wishing.
Just the rupee somebody threw in the lake or into the waterfall itself.
Yep. All right, Zorlich. We got bombs. Great.
Lovely, lovely bombs.
And now it's obvious that we are going to get scammed big time, right?
Of course.
All right, Scamfish. What you got?
Watch us say that, and then he drops the bow or something.
Nope. The classic.
20 rupees.
That's a life
Classic.
lesson.
Yep, classic scamfish.
Alright, and Frostbite going back up Death Mountain and going to do all the Dark World Death Mountain checks that we have open now. Can also check the Turtle Rock Medallion now. And maybe, I want to say maybe, since he just found the lamp in the location that was open for so long, quickly dip back into into Hera while he's on there. Up there?
Yep, I'm wondering if he's thinking about that, because, you know, you do have the Master Sword. So you can check the tablet. You're going to walk right by Hera if you do that.
Yep. Seems like just the most convenient moment to do it.
Yeah, I mean, really, I think at this point, this is like the last best convenient time he's going to have, because after this, the only other reason you're going to come up here is to clear Turtle Rock and Ganon's Tower.
Yep.
Super Bunny Cave. We got 2 chests. We've got the single arrow, which that's kind of a big deal because the unique item hints can refer to the single arrow, so we know that's not hiding inside of Ice Ballast. Right, and our Turtle Rock Medallion check.
Ooh, that
It's
was
Bombos.
Quick. It was Bombos, right?
That was Bombos.
I mean, it's still
So
better
the
that
basement.
it's still better that it's Turtle Rock and not Maya, unless it's Maya as well. But yeah, if Frostbite doesn't go back into the basement, this could actually be the game-losing move right here.
That was tempered. So we are not going to be going back to the library, at least on Frostbite's side.
Yep. So just as an explanation, hard mode, while tempered is the maximum sword you can get, still has 4 swords in the pool. So now it will only be a rupee on the library for Frostbite. And he's actually skipping it from the looks of it. He would have placed the portal differently, I want to say, if he felt like going back into Hera.
20 rupees. Is he gonna... Oh, wait, he's walking back.
Yeah, back to the portal.
Yep, back to the portal.
That's huge.
And he's going to Spike Cave instead.
And Nayleen now going into Desert Palace. Hoping it's not Boots Lock. There's only bombs on the desert ledge. Ooh, and this will be actually close for Frostbite here. Should be fine.
Be very close.
Yeah, it's fine. And all the trouble for blueberries.
Yeah, and Ravis brought this up in chat. Turtle Rock being Bombos is actually really bad. If Misery Mire is not Bombos, there's the potential Frostbite could go looking in GT.
Oh, that's true.
For Bombos.
But I want to say before before he enters GT, while he's up there, he might as well quickly do the basement check. Just because... maybe not, because GT is such an item-dense location, but... I don't know. I'm kind of surprised he didn't go for it just now, because that was, like, really convenient. Of course, coffee break takes a while, but...
And Nayleen looks like they are heading... Oh, they're gonna buy some potions. I might be thinking Ice Palace then. Getting safeties and magic.
Right, so Frostbite is making the same decision that Nayleen did, which is dipping that dip. But now we'll finally get to see what Sahashrala has, because that's been put off for so long. Green Pendant is a bust.
Just that piece of heart. But what's been back here the whole time? The Fire Rod. But Nayleen's gonna be right behind.
The Closet of Fire. Fire Shield and the Fire Rod. And I want to say, now that Frostbite finds out that he had the Fire Rod available from the start in Sphere 0, actually, he will be thinking about the Hera basement even more.
Frostbite's going to be heading. We'll see if Frostbite decides to do a potion glitch as well, or is just going to decide I'm leaving. Since this is bow lock and I don't want to risk it at this point. Nope. It is going to go for the potion glitch.
Yep.
Yeah, and right now, the best thing, oh no, that was the hint. I think the best thing that can happen to Frostbite right now is he finds a hint that says something's in Hare's unique items in Hare basement or something of that nature to put him back towards Hare basement.
Yep, that's true. Alright, gets the potion glitch here, so this room is easy. Oh, he's having a little trouble. There we go. And from the looks of it, Nayleen is now going for the Ice Palace play. Alright then. Hint tile. A piece of heart is held by the Kakariko village elder. Yeah, well, thank you.
Thanks, we found that out like 2 minutes ago.
Yep.
So let's see, I'm trying to think for go mode, we're missing Bow, Samaria, maybe Ether, and the Flute.
Yep. Also, potentially Boots. If Desert is Boots locked.
That's true. Or even if the big key's on the torch in Ganon's tower.
Oh yeah. My favorite. Also, be right back.
Okay. Ooh. see if Nayleen checks the second hint tile in Ice Palace. Another hint about a piece of heart held by somebody friendly that we've probably got already. And Frostbite just working their way through Palace of Darkness still hasn't found anything major progression. The only real thing we're going to find here that's of any consequence would be Quake Medallion, and that's only if it's required from Misery Mire.
Alright. Alright.
Didn't miss much. Nayleen checked the second hint tile of Ice Palace, just told us that a piece of heart was held by somebody friendly. So more than likely we got it already.
Yep. Somebody friendly is the uncle, right? So
I think it's somebody friendly is like can be any NPC that gives you an item.
Oh, okay. I thought it's the uncle always. But yeah, okay. Not the uncle, the old man. But yeah, fine. Bee in a bottle. Frostbite found that item that Nayleen actually found like half an hour ago, and something sharp is in Hookshot Cave. Yeah, we found out about that one as well. But for Nayleen, it's actually big because Nayleen didn't find the tempered yet.
Nope. So Nayleen knows where to find tempered at this point. And I would kind of imagine if that we still haven't found the unique item so far. I would imagine if that unique item ends up being Cane of Samaria, that you might just kind of make your way to Turtle Rock. Alright, our first check in the Eastern Palace as well. The first chest was a piece of heart. Some more keys in Ice Palace so far. And a compass.
The seed is really not giving out much inside dungeons right now.
No, it's really not. And there we've got 5 rupees. So still nothing inside of Ice Palace. We're still looking for that something unique.
It's kind of crazy. I'm trying to think. Besides the Titansmiths, there wasn't really much inside dungeons.
Yeah, so far, no, there really hasn't been. But you know, there are still the 2 items that are the mirror. There are still the 2 items in Skull Woods, which technically they've had access to from the beginning of the game. As soon as they got to Dark World, they could have gotten those, but there was no check on the closet.
Oh yeah, true. Well, that will be on their minds for sure.
The boots. The unique item inside Ice Palace. The boots. And the bow.
There we go. And I mean, at least since Frostbite found the fire rod, he has access to it. But still, that's a big one.
Yeah, boots and bow, that's huge. Yeah, nothing. We didn't find anything inside of Eastern Palace, so Frostbite's gonna have to double dip both of those, whereas Nayleen, I would almost expect Nayleen to head there immediately now.
Alright. Fight the Puffs! Low on magic now, so... Oh, he actually has a green goo, right.
Yep, Nayleen went for those potions. I think this is what they were thinking about, was Cold Stare with 7 hearts and only a Master Sword at the time. I'm getting as many safeties as I can.
That was a fine fight. Yes, all good. Frostbite grabbing a blue potion.
So I'm trying to think, because I know we did get a hint that said a unique item was behind the hammer.
The bow wasn't
No,
hammerlocked.
bow or boots. Yeah, bow and boots were both not hammerlocked. So I'm trying to think where else we have that would be hammerlocked that's not Ganon's tower. I want to say it's only Ganon's tower. Because none of Turtle Rock is considered hammerlocked.
Oh, Mitts and Swamp were hammerlocked, yeah. Maybe it's just
Are the Mitts... Are Mitts considered a unique item for hints? Because I know there's 2 of them, technically. Okay, that was probably our hint then. And Nayleen is going to give us our check on the boots lock locations. Get a bottle of red goo. I think Ice Palace heard us talking, how it said we weren't finding anything major in dungeons.
Yeah.
And it's just like, here, have the boots and the bow.
That's actually really convenient. And now we're really... Oh, that's only a piece of heart. Behind Aga.
Yep, so we will not... Aga Tower will be the last dungeon we're gonna see.
Yep, probably, like, beat Aga 2, then beat Aga 1, and then Ganon or something.
Yep, the all dungeons dream.
But yeah, so now we are only missing the flute, the Cane of Samaria, and potentially Ether if needed.
Yep, and Nayleen is actually gonna go grab Tempered Sword inside of the library, even with that hint that something sharp was in Hookshot Cave.
And Nayleen is actually going for the sword in the library, completely ignoring the hint for the Hookshot Cave. Good decision, though.
Yeah, Frostbite having a little bit of difficulty with the bomb jump.
There we go.
Gets it there, though.
So where's Nayleen going now? I want to say you instantly go Skullwoods now, yeah.
I think Skullwoods, because you know exactly where the 2 items are. Not to mention, you can do the important thing, which really there's only 1 item, maybe 2. You can check the pedestal while you're here now as well.
Oh yeah, true. That's super convenient as well.
Which, granted, there's only 2 items that could be on the pedestal, and that's only if Ether's required for Misery Mire.
This is a fun seed so far, though. It really doesn't give away that much without, like, for free. You really gotta route properly. Because there's so much potential to lose lots of time here. Alright, Nayleen is doing the back of Skullwoods first. And that's actually a good decision, because in theory, if you find the 2 go mode items here, you don't really have to worry about the pedestal.
Well, Nayleen already actually did check Skullwoods at this point.
No, I mean, checking the pedestal after going through
Okay.
the back seems fine, just because potentially you find the 2 items that you need in here.
And Moth is going to be Moth and just stay at the top. Moth just having 5 rupees.
Okay, so that was nothing, but a really quick moth fight, obviously, with that equipment by now. So Frostbite just now finding the boots and giving it a few slashes out of frustration.
And they have no idea how close they are to the bow.
Yep. Alright, Nayleen going for that second chest in Skullwoods, obviously. And it is... 5 more. Great. Amazing.
Thanks, Skullwoods.
Yeah. Great. I believe that was only 10 arrows and rupees. Only... No. Sorry, I'm talking out of my ass. It's bullshit. We only had rupees because we only have 2 items. Oh.
And pedestal, just 3 bombs.
That's so sad. I mean, in all dungeons, pedestal is not even remotely as hype, but still. It's sad. There's the bow for Frostbite, so we are now almost even again, except for that crucial Bombos medallion in Hera basement. But it's gotta be on Frostbite's mind. There's like no way it's not, just because he found that fire rod in a location that was open to him from the start. There's no way that you think, yeah, no, screw the basement. Alright, and Nayleen is making the only logic choice right now with that bow. You clear Pod and Eastern at the same time. It's... I mean, there's no way you do anything else.
Yeah, I mean, 2 dungeons you can clear, and Nayleen hasn't even been inside of Eastern Palace yet. We know, unless Armos has an item and it's something of importance, then, you know, we're only getting crystals, but you need the crystals. We are running out of locations, though. We've got Desert Palace. I think there has to actually be something inside Desert Palace. Or on Pyramid Ferry. Yeah, Smith's, I guess Smith's chain we have as well.
Fish chain, purple chest, then...
The Hammer Pay Cave.
Yeah.
Which that's actually a Hammerlock location as well, because we did get the, you know, and it very well could have been regarding the myths, but it also could be referring to something else too, so.
There's also Agina and Checkerboard.
Well, we can't check Checkerboard, we need the flute, and Nayleen checked Agina.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
But I mean, on Nayleen's side at the very least, we could open Turtle Rock up. We can't do anything inside Turtle Rock unless you want to, if you can hover, hover the entire length of Turtle Rock. Which you can. Well, I mean, you can, except the Fire Rod locked room. Yes, Flute, Cane, and potentially Ether. That's all we're missing right now.
Yep. And did we find both items in Eastern? All items in Eastern?
I don't remember if we found 3 items or not. I don't think we did, because Frostbite checked the big chest, and I'm almost positive it was a dungeon item, so I think Armos is holding on to something. Well, and Helmsor was holding on to something, but it was only a big 20.
Alright, so we go for the eastern check obviously now on both sides. Mirror out, or mirror over to the light will check Armor's Knights. Well, and then where do you go? You could, obviously you need to go desert, but do you do the overworld checks first? I don't know, potentially.
I mean, I think on Frostbite side we're gonna see Desert Palace just because he's done more overworld. He did Dark Death Mountain. Nayleen could check Dark Death Mountain at this point because they have not checked that yet. We know nothing's gonna be of importance up there at this, at all in this case now.
So Nayleen just found the first dungeon item, which is Piece of Heart. Gotta count now. This is still a really close match. I mean, Frostbite, the fact that he didn't check the basement of Hera really cost him, but all the overworld checks he didn't pay off. So if Nayleen decides to go for those first, it will be totally even. If not, I want to say Nayleen has this in the bag. If they find the dungeon items now on Armor's Knights or in Desert.
Yeah, I think the best thing for Frostbite right now would be that both required items are actually inside Turtle Rock, because Frostbite is going to run out of locations very quickly and is going to realize I have to go to Hera. Is going to find Bombos and be right there at Turtle Rock then. But if something like the flute is hiding out in Desert Palace or even on Armos Knights, basically if we're able to get into go mode before going to Turtle Rock, that's when it's going to become dangerous.
Alright then. Bicky chest. Vanilla Bicky, by the way, in Eastern. Great.
And our runners are practically in the same room now.
Yep. Almost up for a high five.
Yep, so map, so yes. There is an item on there almost Knights.
Hey Slowpoke. Welcome. Alright. We'll see. What do the Armos Knights have? No silver arrows, and obviously in hard mode there's no way we can use them. So, classic. Ooh. And Frostbite taking a lot longer for this room than he wanted to. People! Thank you! How did your match go? Alright, good Armor's Knights fight for Frostbite, you can tell. That was really clean. And he finds the cane!
Samaria.
That's gotta be the cane of Samaria. And that's Turtle Rock access, at least for Nayleen. It's not for Frostbite, and that's really bad for Frostbite right now. Because he is gonna be searching for that Bombos medallion right now, and the last place he's going to look for it is gonna be Hera Basement. And given the item layout we have right now, it's not unlikely that the flute is in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, there's actually a very good chance it is going to be in Turtle Rock right now.
Well, GG still, Pippo. Congrats on your tourney run.
I mean, this does make a little bit of sense, Ravis, just because of the fact Nayleen has yet to even be in Dark Death Mountain.
Alright, and Nayleen is indeed instantly going to Turtle Rock, checking what the medallion is, but not yet entering. Checking the Hookshot Cave first, yeah. Maybe going for Spy Cave as well. And Bombo's tablet, I guess.
I guess I would see doing Turtle Rock first and then checking those after you've left Turtle Rock.
Fair.
Especially Spike Cave, because Spike Cave you're going to have to save and quit from.
Also, you just saw, since we're in hard mode, that sword that Frostbite found here earlier was just a rupee. So yeah. And here we go. That's our Turtle Rock check.
When Frostbite's going to actually do... has not come back to Skull Woods yet, so it's going to find their 10 rupees on top of a pendant. Probably will check the pedestal, which we're going to find out on Frostbite's side. It's going to be 3 bombs.
Alright. Let's open TR.
The second hint about some cash being Ganon's tower.
Well, great.
I mean, I guess you can pick up all that cash to save for retirement, because, you know, you save the world, so what are you going to do then?
More green goo for Nayleen.
Yep, there's our 4th bottle.
So that's 1 item. Turtle Rock obviously being a super item dense location with 6 potential items. So we have 1 now.
Yeah, it's 6 if you include Mimic Cave, but we know that Mimic Cave, I believe it was just some cash, so we're not going to be seeing Mimic Cave. And down goes Mothula on Frostbite's side. And Nayleen did a good job there of using the hook shot invincibility frames to avoid those rollers, but a couple rooms from now we get the best room when you're on low hearts and blue mail. We get some chain chomps.
Alright, Frostbite finding out that Skullwoods was a complete bust, and he'll likely now check the pedestal as well. Yeah, here we go. As expected. Ooh, Nayleen being scared of the chain jumps. For a small key. That's still only 1 item.
Yes, the fire rod locked room had the big key and another small key.
Alright. So 5 more items. We know that there's nothing in Mimic Cave, because we had a hint about that earlier. And where's Frostbite going? This looks to me like he's going for the Smiths, for the purple chest, for hammer packs. And if that's the flute, that's big.
Yeah, if he finds flute here, that's... Well, It is, but at the same time, it's not, because that means he's going to go into Misery Mire if he has access to it with Quake, and he technically could get to Ganon's Tower then.
Nothing in the hammer packs.
Now, if Frost would find like Ether as part of this chain, and the flute is in Turtle Rock, that might be one of the best things for him.
Alright, what do the Smiths have in stock today? It's the flute!
Ooh.
Holy! There we go. And that's so convenient for Frostbite as well. He will grab the purple chest, activate his flute. Aw, dang. And that's really big for Frostbite. Now, the one thing that would be awful for him now is if Meyer was Bombos as well.
That would actually be good for him. We actually, for Frostbite, you don't want to see it be Quake, at the very least, or Ether if he ends up finding Ether, because if he can get into Misery Mire, he can go to Ganon's Tower. So he might decide to, clear Ganon's Tower looking for Bombos to get into Turtle Rock. Whereas if he can't get into Misery Mire, he gets locked extremely quickly, and he's pretty much, with the exception of Desert, he's out of locations at this point, which means he's going to be forced to go to Hera Basement.
Yeah, fair. I mean, okay, if he gets out of locations to check, that's obviously better. That's fair. Only a blue rupee. And now time to check the Mire area. We're also still looking for Ether, and that's something that could potentially be in the shed. And he's going shed. Oh, and it's Craig!
Oh no. Silver's on Laser Bridge.
And what do we have here in Mire shed? It's 300 rupees and 10 arrows. And oh well, that's the obvious choice now for Frostbite to go into Mire, and there's nothing. There's legit absolutely nothing of value he can find in there. And he's going Desert first as well, which is... But yeah, this is big now, because... Of course, Nayleen still has to do... the Smiths, but it's a really quick check that he can do. That they can do. Also... Nayleen was on a good Trinex pattern. Now needs to be careful. It has a green goo, so it's all good. But that was painful for that one hit. But yeah, still needs to find the flute on the Smiths, but besides that, has a gigantic advantage just because of that Bombos medallion in Hera Basement.
Oh, it takes a death.
Okay then. Way to make the game more close. Alright. Round 2.
Ooh, Firehead got away.
Take that red potion, Nayleen. No, not taking that red potion.
I'm just gonna take it a little bit more careful this time.
That wasn't really careful, but it worked out, I guess.
Alright, Frostbite takes down the Landmolus, while Nayleen takes down Shrinex.
Yeah, and at some point Frostbite will be confused that he's not finding any items, and that will force him back up Death Mountain, just because there's nothing else left. But
Well, I mean, he's gonna be forced up to Death Mountain because I'm pretty sure clearing this, he's gonna go into Mire and he's gonna have all 7 crystals.
yep.
If you're a fan of Frostbite, you kind of want the big key to be as deep in Misery Mire as you possibly can. Because when Nayleen hits Misery Mire, they will be in go mode.
Yep. Yep. If it's a Godmire, Frostbite cannot profit of it just because he needs to find Bombos. So he wants it to be the worst Mire imaginable.
We got a small key in the first chest.
Mire hit could save Frost though, yeah, that's fine, that's fair.
Yeah, if it refers to the one location and a compass, so it is not a Godmire.
Then again, if you just look at the tracker right now and where Nayleen is, the difference is quite big at this point. So I'm not sure if anything that Frost can do.
Well, maybe, because do you see what Nayleen's doing?
Nayleen is going into desert. Oh yeah, we're right. Right, Nayleen still needs the flute.
Yep, so it's gonna be in here looking for flute.
I mean, desert is not really a check that takes too long, so...
No, it does give time, or it gives Frostbite time though, and that's the main thing. What he needs at the moment is just time to find the Bombos.
Yep.
The nice thing is where Bombos is, he's going to be right there at Turtle Rock anyways, and they can go right into GT if he decides. That's the main thing. When he finishes Mire, you really want him to actually check Hera Basement before going into Ganon's Tower. Probably very unlikely to see that, but that's really what you want to see. But I think with the way he's actually routing Misery Mire right now, he is gambling that he's going to find Bombos in Ganon's Tower, because he found the big key and he's skipped the rest of the locations at this.
Right, there can't be anything of value in here, so... Not that big a deal for Nayleen. And Frostbite now approaching the final rooms of Misery Mire. And at that point, is there anything left for him? I want to say...
I mean, this is going to open up Ganon's Tower. He could check Pyramid Fair if he wants to before that. But I think that's really about it as far as outside of,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Ganon's Tower is just Pyramid Fair.
That's actually a fair point. I mean, at this point, do you go for Pyramid Ferry if you have GT open?
I really don't think so. Especially with the way he routed Misery Mire, because if you're still worried that Bombos is somewhere outside of Ganon's Tower, you would imagine that you would still be checking all your chests, not be like, okay, I found the big key, I'm going to treat it like I'm in go mode now and just potentially leave items behind.
Yep. And Frostbite finishing off Misery Mire. So now actually able to go to GT. So once we see where he's warping, I'll see if I should open the Biggie guessing game. Where is he going? He's using the flute, and he's going to the 1. Alright. Here we go. If you want to bet where the GT big key is, use exclamation mark bet plus the number. 1 to 22 are your options, and the winner gets bragging rights and your very own stack of 1 year full of OTR supply. Right. A link to a past randomizer supplies. So Slowpoke, nothing was on Vidi. I believe only a rupee.
Yep, nothing major.
Alright, where's Frostbite going? Is he using the mirror, or is he not? He is going into Ganon's castle. Ooh, that's really not good.
And into the tower he goes.
Alrighty, let's see what we got. Nayleen is actually going for 5-6.
Alright, got some bombs and a small key. Looks like we're going to be going right side first, which is typical when you find a key. There's ether in the pyramid.
That's not really helpful. Alright, so we already checked 2 chests without success.
Well, there was something else that it was important. It was a swag net.
Well, great.
Nayleen is going to check Catfish, though.
Oh yeah, didn't do that. No, wait.
Oh, wait. Maybe just getting some potions?
3, nothing. 4, nothing. 5, nothing. And 6 bombs, nothing as well. So, right side is a bust. Alright, what's on the torch? Chest number 7. It's a small key. We're taking that.
Rest in peace, Bob.
Yep. Nayleen actually didn't check the entire Zora location, so that's actually another big time sink that could help Frostbite. Number 8, piece of heart. Number 9, the small key. Number 10, the map. And number 11, a big 20. Nothing. I'm not sure.
I really wonder.
Small key.
I really wonder if Frostbite, when he finishes the basement, if he is actually going to climb up Gen's tower before potentially checking Hera basement.
I was thinking about it, and it would probably be the end of all hope for him. Because Nayleen just warped to Sanctuary, and I want to say there's not that many locations that Nayleen can do now. So it's likely to be Hammer Packs and Smith Quest now, and at that point it's only Maya to go.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think Nayleen really has actually anything. I think this is like the last location for Nayleen. That was 13 though. We got another big 20.
Yep. Time for the randomizer room. Chest number 14, 15, 16, and 17. My bed is already dead.
Mine's still alive, but we got to make it through this room.
14, green rupee. 15, red rupee. 16, the big key! There we go! Chest number 16. And that's so rigged, because Norinado won again. God damn it, Nado.
And we're going to check the Hammer Peg cave first.
Yeah, but it's only now 30 seconds until Nayleen finds the flute. And at this point, it's only going Gomod Meyer. And it wasn't that awful. And then going up to GT. So yeah.
I mean, on the bright side, I guess we did get to see Frostbite open the chest that you never almost see opened in Randomizer.
Yep, maybe.
But Nayleen does enter Go mode at 1 hour and 45 minutes.
1 hour, 45 minutes, and 15 seconds, we entered the Go mode. Also, another thing, Frostbite didn't find the silvers yet. And when he enters Turtle Rock, he will be in Go mode as well. So he might not find these.
I want to say if I remember the keys correctly, though, I don't think he's going to be able to skip Laser Bridge. So he's going to have to go Laser Bridge, I think, even if he steals a key from the Pokey. So it depends on if he starts from the bottom or not. If he starts from the bottom, then he probably will miss silvers. If he starts from any other location, if he starts from the top, then he'll pick silvers up.
Yep. Also, thank you so much, Nado, for gifting the sub to Slowpoke.
And Ravis, yes, there was a small key. It was the third chest.
Yeah. Alright, Nayleen in their final dungeon, and we'll finish Maya as fast as possible, obviously. First room, not perfect, but good enough.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
but Frostbite is gonna go into GT.
Yep, and that's... I mean, it was kind of game before, but now it's entirely over, just because... yeah. Alright. Frostbite climbing the gauntlet, climbing up Ganon's tower. And Nayleen is just now feeling really good, probably finishing Maya. Although, feeling really good, I don't know, because that flute has been available for quite a while, but in all dungeons, there's less potential to feel super behind, I want to say. So, yeah. Alright.
Yeah, and Ravis, with what you said, I agree at that point. I think that Hera Basement is going to be the last check for Frost.
Oh, Pro! Bro, thank you so much for the gifted sub, and welcome, Caldicuk. Pro has now gifted 60 subs to Zeozar. That's crazy. Alright, Nayleen entering the basement of Maya, Frost still climbing the gauntlet, and we'll check the validation chest and then probably collapse. I want to say, because, yeah, that's heartbreaking.
Yep. Probably crossing his fingers, just hoping. It's like, I need to find Bumble, so it's got to be in one of these chests. Just please.
Also, can somebody check that did the SOL ISC server die for anyone else?
I do not know. I can try to get onto it, but all right. Bombs in the final chest.
Yeah. So at this point, I mean, of course, Frostbite will now go and enter. Enter Aghanim 2 and get rid of it. But still so much to go. Also, one thing we didn't talk about at all so far is that Nayleen still has to do Aghanim 1. Both of them actually have to. But it doesn't really matter, I guess. Oh yeah, and that's also a good point. After Aga 2, Frostbite will not spawn outside of GT, but back in the castle on the pyramid. So has to climb the Death Mountain again. So that's even worse. And at this point, Nayleen only has Aga to go. We'll probably go to GT now. And then do Aga 1 after Aga 2, which is the dream for all dungeons.
Yep, because it drops you right off again and with full health and full magic. Frostbite's gonna do Aga while they're here, though.
And that's actually even or another time loss yet now for him even. So yeah, at this point everything is playing against Frostbite.
Yeah, I think at this point the mindset of Frostbite is if he needs to go back into Hera basement with the fire sources where they were, and the chance of Nayleen having a fire source and having skipped Hera basement with a fire source, that's probably the only way that he would imagine that he can win this race right now. Yeah, the main thing is what happened was the way Frostbite routed was when they got into the Dark World, he went immediately to the race game and then into Saved and Quit, then went to Village of Outcast Skull Woods area. Nayleen, on the other hand, went to the pyramid and found the lamp. At that point, when they were both finished with their respective routes, which Nayleen went to Pod, Frostbite technically sequence broke up the mountain because he could clear everything with the exception of Hera Basement and Dark Death Mountain, whereas Nayleen did the same thing but had the fire source.
Alright, so Frostbite now fighting Aghanim 1 and Nayleen is trying to find the big key. It's in chest number 16, as we said, so not that deep inside the tower. Alright. Did we get a blue ball so far? I believe not, right?
I don't believe we did. If not, that should be hit number 5. But there's one. Yep, so we had not seen any blue balls up until those two. Yeah, it's can't say that it's the race is said and done and Nayleen has won it at this point, but Nayleen does have a very significant advantage as of right now. And yeah, like Frostbite's going to need to go to Hera right at this moment, immediately go to Turtle Rock and rush it as quickly as possible. And it looks like it's going to check Pyramid Fairy first, though. Yep, and Nayleen with the big key is heading up Ganon's Tower now.
Yep, not that much more to do.
Pyramid there again, holding the bug net and ether medallion. And that red knight poking him in the butt just as Swag Duck picks him up. Where is Frostbite going now?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised too. Did he forget a check? Did he do tablet? Probably not.
Nope, I think that's where we're going.
Ooh, yeah.
Alright, pulls the flute out, and where are we going? We're checking Misery Mire first.
No, wait, Frostbite was already here. Is he going Checkerboard Cave, maybe?
Or he might have skipped items in desert?
I'm kind of confused right now. Honestly. I mean, even if he did, that seems like a weird thing to do in his position. But yeah, apparently he did.
Yep, he sure did leave an item. Which is kind of being brought up in chat. The way Frostbite's playing, it is technically the way you usually would play if you have to skip Hera Basement or you make that decision. You're sticking with your gamble, because at this point you know if you gambled and you're wrong, you're gonna lose. So you're not gonna halfway through it change, because at this point if you're already wrong, you've lost the race.
Yep. Alright, and Nayleen is now pretty much done with everything Ganon's Tower can throw at them. Only having Troll Dome 2 here. Ooh, and actually takes the fall. Well,
Troll Dorm wants this to be a close race.
yeah, but I believe he won't be successful.
He tried his best.
He definitely did, but it won't be enough, I feel.
Hydropower, yes. Technically, Frost did sequence break it. He didn't have the lamp. The lamp was available in Logic already, because we'd already found it. But, yeah.
Alright, geometry lessons for Nayleen here, getting bodied a little by Aga 2. And now Aga is done.
Geometry lesson over.
Alright. The bat is crashing through the roof, but we're not there yet, because, I mean, as I learned, if you actually want to finish Ganon, you need to beat Aga 1 first. If you don't, Ganon will only laugh at you. and call you a fool. I bet you'd like to have more bombs. Well, I can tell you, game, that's definitely not what Frostbite is looking for right now. Most definitely not.
I mean, could that be the game's way of making a joke? Be like, I bet you want more bomb bows.
Oh my... Whoa. God. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. We have yet to actually see the powder or the mushroom, and we've checked almost everything.
Did Frostbite check
Oh,
the...
well, there's powder.
There's powder, yeah. And did Frostbite check the rest of GT? Like, big chest? No.
Yeah, he checked big chest.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he full cleared. GT was full, except I don't think he did tile room. I think that's the only room
yeah.
he said no to. So powder could very well lead to mushroom. Oh, he fluted to one and said, no, I'm going to go check the powder instead. Silvers are in Turtle Rock on the laser bridge.
Magic Bad is a good thing that we didn't check yet. But yeah, Frostbite is... And there's the mushroom.
Bat versus with the mushroom. The reverse fetch quest chain. Are we gonna check mushroom? Yep, we are. We did find shovel. Shovel was in Hype Cave and led to 50 rupees.
Alright then, so only a few hits on Agawan left, and then Nayleen can close out the seed. Sub 210 for sure. If everything goes according to plan.
I was gonna say, we might say that, but, you know, Ganon might have other plans for us.
Also, it just struck me again that Frostbite still does not have silvers, because he couldn't enter TR yet. The game bodied him for this gamble in the worst possible way. Alright. The piggy! What does the piggy say today? Our grand pig says, I'll be more eager about encouraging thinking outside the box when there's evidence. Shut up, Ganon. Just shut up.
He might not want to encourage any thinking outside the box, but we'll just encourage him to become bacon then.
Yep. Yeah, it's true. Fetch Quest was mostly useless except for the Smiths, which had which is like a fetch quest as well, which actually had the flute, so... And yeah, finally Frost decided that there's one location left he has to do, and that it's the basement of Hera. And I want to see his reaction right now. Oh, also Nayleen so close! Almost gets a triple, but now it's done anyways.
Yep. Ganon's been made into bacon. Triforce has been saved.
Yeah, there's frustration slashes by Frostbite. And GG is the call here. 208 flat is the final time. Wait, yeah, 208 flat is the final time for Nayleen. And since both of them are already ready here for an interview, let's pull both runners in. Welcome Nayleen and Frostbite. GG. I really feel bad for Frostbite, I gotta say.
GG's.
GG, Nayleen. Yeah, that didn't really go that great for me, did it?
The game really punished you in the worst possible way for skipping the basement. I mean, Nayleen had found the lantern when entering Terra, so could check it right away. But I mean, it was available to you from the start as Fire Rod was in the closet. But yeah, that was painful to watch, honestly.
Yeah, I honestly feel like, yeah, obviously I couldn't check it the first time I went up there because I broke it. But the second time when I went up and I checked Ether and I checked Spike Cave, I consciously made the decision not to go back into the Hera basement. And honestly, it probably cost me 20 minutes in the be-all and end-all because, I mean, even if friggin' Bombos was in GT, which is obviously what I was hoping for, I would have finished 15 minutes ago. Like, it just couldn't have been worse. Like I said in the chat, I literally checked every spot in the game except Ganon's tower tile room. I checked every other chest in the game. So
yep.
That doesn't happen that often. Usually people say, oh, I last locationed it, but it's like the second chest in Ice Palace, and they got the rest Ice Palace, and they haven't found the mushroom or the shovel yet. But like, I literally, I did all the fetch quests, I checked the ped, it went horrible. So I mean, even from the start, sorry to rant for a minute, but like, I downloaded a bunch of the hard standard seeds just to practice basically the Burna opening, because it's really the only one that's different. And of course, none of the 10 seeds I had even had a Burna opening, so like, this is of course the first time I've ever done it in hard mode. It actually went pretty well, but I was not happy from the very start. I mean, and then I double checked the Thieves' Hideout in the Lost Woods, because like I checked it first, which is normally what I do, but then I was gonna skip the Heart Beast, but then I'm thinking, you know, you're gonna be six hearts fighting Cold Stare, and you're gonna be mad you skipped this Heart Beast. So then I doubled back, which broke my concentration, and basically it was bad from that point on. But no, GG Nayleen, you definitely deserved this one. I certainly wasn't gonna win it.
GG's. I feel like it's just a repeat of last game where turning right in TR instead of turning left to go to the vanilla big key chest is the thing that killed me yesterday.
So, yeah, it was just like you guys really missed the 3-in-1 items for quite a while, especially the Fire Rod in the closet, and it kinda hurt Frostbite a lot more just because of that single stupid location. Was it like, Frostbite, was this location like constantly on your mind, or did you just remember?
No, it wasn't on my mind, but I knew it was there. But like, when I'm doing that, I kind of weigh, okay, so how long is that chest gonna take to check versus all the other options I do? And honestly, for me, when I make a skip, I tend to not look back. And if it's there, it bites me. But you know what never works is skipping a location and then thinking about it and then checking it like 8 minutes later. I'd rather just, like, when I made the choice when I went to check Spike Cave that I wasn't gonna check Hera, that basically meant that it was gonna be the last location I was gonna check in the game, because it was always gonna be the longest spot to check in the game, and it burned me big time, obviously. So it is what it is, but it was a numbers game for me. I played the numbers.
Yeah, I can get that. Okay, so Nayleen, what are your thoughts on this seed? Like, especially in the beginning, there was like no progression at all in any dungeons until like Ice opened up a little. But what do you think about the seed?
I mean, while Pod was absolute garbage, to be honest, that hint might have propelled me quite a bit forward. So that was a really good feeling when I knew there is a unique item in there, and then there's two actually. That was a big relief. Unfortunately, the way I last locationed the flute, I didn't have to. I decided to leave that Smith chain quest until the end, especially to route it back in with that swamp big chest, just in case I needed it. was the correct play in my mind, but yeah, that's the way all dungeon seeds can go, unfortunately.
Yep, that's
Very
true.
happy about that lamp pickup, to be honest. Especially in retrospective.
Yeah, if you didn't pick up that lamp, I could imagine that both of you would have put off basement for so long, because it just really didn't feel like going back there. I mean, we kind of expected you, Frostbite, to check it when you checked the tablet. But yeah, you just said you didn't go for the gamble. So
Yeah, I mean, you only expected me to check it because you knew Bombos was in there, though. If it had been a blank, you guys would. I don't think anyone would have expected me to check it.
that's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, did you guys schedule Game 3 yet? I believe not, right?
No.
Yeah, I wanted to see whether I can even work out that one return win. Seems like I was able to, so we'll see. I mean, are you attending HGDQ?
No, I'm not.
So there should be more than enough time to schedule a
Yep.
match 3.
Yeah.
For sure.
If I'm available, especially at this time, like at the time it was today, then I'll definitely restream it. So, looking forward.
Okay, well, why don't we talk with you afterwards and let's get it on the restream, because I'm pretty sure this was a good match, because I think Nayleen and I are very, very similar in our skill level and luck level, given the last 2 results as well.
I suggest just the two of you just schedule it, and I should be 99% available. So
Okay, if it's in the afternoon. Awesome. No, awesome. GG, that was a super fun seed. Honestly, I felt really good until about Rando Room in GT. And not that I ever feel really good, right, when you're going to GT without an item, but I was pretty... Not that I was ever sure, but I had more spots in GT than I had in the rest of the game combined, and that's generally the sort of trigger for me to just go in and look for it. And no, it didn't go my way today. And honestly, with how lucky I've gotten so far in all these seeds, like I race this game a lot, and I tend to get no luck ever. And then like the 17 races or whatever I've done so far this tournament, I've just gotten crazy lucky, and it was eventually going to bite me in the behind it, and it did today, and I took a big L, and we're looking forward to an awesome Game 3 coming up with whatever the bot deems us to be playing.
I'm looking forward to the really, really awful settings that the bot is giving out to you.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I know already what I want to veto, but maybe you have something in mind.
I don't know how do the rules work with vetoes, because like I'd like to pick second if I could, because I was the higher seed, I think, just because I have 2 things I'd like to veto, and if you pick one of them, I want to pick the other one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can figure it out afterwards, though.
Definitely.
But yeah, alright, Frostbite is now in GT, is now in the Ganon fight as well, and we are only a few hits and 2 phases away from finishing the seed. And actually, given the amount of trolliness that you saw and all the locations that you did, finishing not even 10 minutes behind Nay is actually quite an achievement, I want to say.
I feel I played pretty well. I got the boots hint as well as I honestly like. That was the other thing. I write sometimes down these things I want to mention, and I was sort of mad at myself that I didn't nope out of pod the second I got that hint, because I knew everything was Bollock back there, and like most people, I think I assume every hint is the boots until I find the boots hint or the boots. And obviously with the bow being there, it would have been game changing, because then you don't full double pod, which was a waste. You don't double EP, which isn't a huge time loss, but still, I'm lucky I went back there quickly to get the cane. But if it had been a full clear, I would have went there first, no problem. But I got lucky as well. But no, that dang Bombos. But you know what? Next game is guaranteed. I'm going to be checking that stupid that basement no matter what, even if I'm in go mode. So
yeah, seems right. All right, GG.
Okay, awesome. GG again,
to
Nayleen, and thanks, Trez, for restreaming, and Sir Link a lot for the call, and for whoever was doing the tracking. Tally, I believe.
Yeah, she did. So yeah, shoutouts to all of you. Shoutouts to the races. Shoutouts to Tala for tracking. Shoutouts to Sir Link a lot for being my partner in crime today. And yeah, well, thanks everyone for watching, I want to say. And see you for the next stream. And now go watch GDQ or something.
Will do. Good night.